just smoked another one. That's 3 for AJ, baby. AJ all play.
Living in a head trip. You got me feeling so sick. You gotta make sure it sells, even if you're living in hell.
Hunter's Addiction is brought to you by Athens Archery, the way, the truth, the life without excuse. Badland Packs, Easton Archery, Hornhounds LLC. Put them on your list with Hornhounds Buck Chow. Spectra Shot, got 'em. Spot Hog, the world's toughest archery products. Trophy Taker, leading the way on the line and in the field. True Fire, don't settle for anything less than a True Fire. And Vapor Trail Scents, home of the Vapor Maker. If you spray it, they will come.
One afternoon, me and my little sister gets a wild hare. She's never been deer hunting. She's shot a rifle. You know, she's never just really had the opportunity or been into place to take a doe or a buck. And I called up my buddy Hunter and I said, hey, you know, me and my little sister Beth Ann is wanting to come and hopefully take a deer this afternoon. And we was wondering if you needed some help over there harvesting some deer this year. And he said, yeah, he said he needed some does taken off. So I said, what a great chance for her to kill her first deer.
All right, guys, we're here in Mississippi, Tunkhannock County. I'm over here in my buddy's house. Actually, right behind his house, he's got 450 acres of CRP. We're over a turnip field out in front of us in a box stand. I have a special guest with me today. This is my little sister, Beth Ann Scarborough, and she's never shot a deer in her life. And I've just been so busy this year I hadn't been able to take her, but I promised her I'm here for Christmas. I was going to try to get her first deer. So my buddy Hunter was nice enough and kind to let us come over to his place and let us try to shoot a doe this afternoon, or a management buck. But we're specifically after a doe, and to try to help this doe and buck ratio be right on target like he likes it every year. So we're gonna sit back, relax, have a good time, and see what kind of deer action we can see. We passed one field up on the way to this one. It was full of deer, so it should be any time we ought to have deer in this food plot. But my little sister, Beth Ann, tell them how old you are. She's 10 years old. She's making straight A's, good student, good kid. And now we're gonna see if we can get her a deer on the ground. So hang tight, and hopefully we can get it done here in Mississippi.
Great box stands. It was just a perfect afternoon and a perfect setup to take a youth that's never been hunting. She could sit comfortable, see a lot of deer. That afternoon, as we were sitting there, well, I was sitting there talking about seeing a lot of deer, but that afternoon it just didn't really pan out for seeing a lot of deer, especially bucks. But usually you go on that farm and you can see anywhere between 50 to 60 does and 20 to 25, you know, decent bucks. We're sitting there in the box stand, and I see 2 does coming down this little road, coming right into the food plot.
Hunting trophy elk is my passion. When it comes to my equipment, I hunt with the best. The best arrow rests and broadheads on the market. TrophyTaker.com.
It's starting to get dark on us pretty quick, and so we're sitting around just, enjoying the scenery, watching these 2 does, hoping another cull bucker or you know, some more mature does would step out. And as the sunlight was running out on the camera, I told Beth Ann, I was like, you know, this would be a perfect deer for you for your first deer.
Beep. 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 Beep.
I said, okay, go ahead and take her, I'm on her. And whenever she shoots, the gun misfires.
Be still, hang on, don't.
I'm really getting nervous now. I've never used this gun before. This is the first time I've ever, you know, used this gun. And so I'll pull the hammer back again. Pat.
Hang on.
Misfired again, and so I'm really freaking out this time. So she loses the deer again, and I pull the hammer back again, and at this third time, I just told her to draw it down behind the shoulder and just squeeze the trigger real nice and easy.
Now shoot. Smoked her.
I get her in the right spot.
Smoked her. Okay, good job. How is it killing your first deer?
Good. Great. Exciting.
You were all worried about hitting in the right
know.
spot. You did awesome. You did great. That is so
It
awesome.
was just so uncomfortable because I was having to go like this.
It took us a little time. It took us a little time, but we did it.
Whenever I got right, she started moving to another spot.
What about that big old buck? Did you ever see him over here?
I saw him, but was he not ready?
No, he wasn't big enough. No.
So even if he was, we were in the wrong spot.
We're gonna play a little trick on your dad. We're gonna tell him we didn't say nothing, and we're gonna show him the video.
Yay, I killed my first deer.
High five.
I won't be as nervous next time. I was just nervous because
You did awesome. I'm so proud of you. I love you, sissy.
you too.
Alright, what'd you say we'll go down there and look at your first doe?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Got down there, no tracking involved in that, and buddy, let me tell you, she was on cloud nine, and let me tell you, I was on cloud nine too. It was a real special moment getting to see my little baby sister get to take her first doe, and hopefully this year she's got some bucks coming in. Hopefully she can get her a buck. All right, guys, right here, got your first doe.
Yeah.
Shot her just a little bit far back, but hey, you still put a good shot on her. It's a young doe. We were waiting on a bigger doe this afternoon, and we waited. We watched these deer for probably an hour or two, and just didn't get an opportunity with a bigger mature doe. But like I said, he's got a lot of does over, and this is her first deer, and I sure am a proud brother. And
She did awesome. It took us, like I said, it took us a while to get it all
Yeah, because
figured out.
whenever we get where we needed, it'd move farther over.
Yep, and it always would turn on us and everything, but hey, she smoked it. Got it down. First deer of the year, first deer ever.
Yep.
I'm a proud brother, and I bet her dad's gonna be super proud of her. So,
Thank you for
love you, sister.
Love you too.
Well, game over for the doe.
On this hunt right here, it's got to be probably the top 2 hunts of my life that I've ever done. I was actually behind the camera this morning. My uncle, Sambo Sai, Mary Catherine's father, was actually in a stand next to us. So that morning we woke up 4:30, headed over to our club in Tunica, Mississippi, where we have some really decent bucks over there. We've been on a really good program for a couple years over there, and it's really paid off. This past year we've started to notice really good deer. Rode that morning, warmed up the four-wheeler, and I don't know if you've seen 2 grown men and a youth hunter pile up on one four-wheeler with stands and and camera equipment, but it was quite a ride. I didn't film that because it was kind of dangerous, afraid I'll fall off. But we got to the stand, I set my climber up just probably 5-6 foot from their box stand. My uncle had told me the morning before that Mary Catherine and him had a encounter with a really good deer. We set up there, really cold that morning, probably in the mid-30s. We were sitting up in the stand, and lo and behold, the sun started coming up and the deer started really moving. I was filming a decent 10 point. With our standards, our 10 points has got to score 150. This deer didn't make the qualification for Mary Catherine to shoot, and we're really waiting on a good mature buck over there for her to take. So we're sitting there, and it was no more, maybe an hour later, I was filming her doing just some cutaways, and I seen her eyes get really big, and she was looking over to my left. And so whenever I turned over to my left, I made eye contact with this buck, really big 9 point. It happened to be the buck that they had encounter of the morning before. Whenever I laid eyes on this buck, I knew he was the one for Mary Catherine to take, a good, mature, 5.5, 6-year-old buck. I looked at my uncle and I told him this is the buck she needed to be taking. So this deer, as whenever I first saw it, he was making a scrape and a rub, and I was filming him. The deer walks back to the west. Whenever he walks back to the west, he gets in behind a brush top, and over there about 5 years ago they've cut over this, or select cutted this timber and pushed up all the tops of these trees up, and so it kind of makes it a little rough to judge these deer and keep a real close eye contact on them whenever they walk in behind these brush tops. But lo and behold, I kept the eagle eye on him and got in behind that brush top, and I was still on him. You couldn't really see, you could see bits and pieces of him, but old Sambo, he rattled and did a little grunting and brought him right on in at 40 yards.
Hunting trophy elk is my passion. When it comes to my equipment, I hunt with the best. The best arrow rests and broadheads on the market. TrophyTaker.com.
The deer walks up there, and I could tell he was real massive, tall, wide. He had it all. I told him, I said, I'm on him. And so Mary Catherine got the green light. Boy, she was just grinning from ear to ear after that.
Just trying to go to him. Now can I go get it?
What happened?
Well, I shot him and then he ran, and then Dad had to go get him, and Dad shot one time and then he blew, and he shot another time, and then he went down.
Hit him a little far back, didn't you?
Probably.
That's all right. You got him though. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kid, you're good. Big old 9. Oh man, I'm so happy for you.
I'm ready to get that thing down.
We found this deer yesterday afternoon. We just had a random set in an area that we know is really always a good spot when bucks are trolling, and we saw 8 bucks yesterday afternoon. And this was the second buck we saw. We couldn't get him to stop to see how many points he had. We knew he was a good deer, but we couldn't tell enough about him. And we just need to look at him a little closer. And I decided to let that stand rest, and this stand that we hunted this morning is about 300 yards from there, a little different wind position and basically the same run. And this was the third buck we saw this morning. He came in, and as you saw, he came right in. I mean, it was a great hunt. We knew that he was a good deer and that we needed to shoot him.
I'm happy. This one's big.
You think we ought to put him on the wall?
Yeah, it looked good in the hunt.
I guarantee it will. Anybody be proud to get this deer. This is what we're targeting. And what better thing than a 12-year-old girl to kill it. And I'm awfully proud daddy.